Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to your brethren, hopefully elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, this video here is Israel, a nation of brown-skinned people. Alright. This is a back to basic lesson. Going into some of those basics that you get when you first come in this thing. So you learn that what we know as Israelites, or who the world views as what they call them Jews, but the world views as Israelites, when it comes to your mind, are literally a nation of brown-skinned people, different color shades of brown. All right, and this is proven through the scriptures. Okay, and that's where we get these images from. All right, now we're not saying that this is Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is not Yahweh Shai on the screen, but it's a more accurate depiction of Yahweh Shai as described in the scriptures. Okay, but not just him, but we're just gonna get even, our people. Okay, just get a few examples. This is Exodus chapter 4 verse 6. And the Most High said, furthermore, this is Lord talking unto Moses. Okay, and Most High said, furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow, meaning it came out pale, it came out white, it was different. Okay, and he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. Now, this was a miracle that the Lord was showing Moses to show him that he is, he's the living power. He's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the living God. Okay. Now, if he was already a pale fleshed person, or a pale faced man, and he put his hand in his bosom and it came out leprous when it was already leprous, how would that have been a miracle? How would that have been a sign or a wonder? It wouldn't have been. Okay, because he was a darker skinned man. He was a shade of brown. Okay, and what do we call ourselves today? Black. Okay, although there is no black person on the earth and there is no white person on the earth, but we call ourselves today black. All right, this is Job chapter 30 verse 30. It says, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. Okay, Job was saying that his skin is black and his bones are burned. If you burn something, it turns darker. It doesn't get lighter, it gets darker. Okay, this is Song of Solomon chapter 1 verse 5. It says, I am black, but calmly, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. He was saying that he was black. He was a dark-skinned man. Okay, like I said, we just getting hitting a lot of these here. This is Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 2. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Okay, it says they are black unto the ground. I mean, they were a dark-skinned people, Judah. They were black unto the ground. Okay, Now let's get this here. Now watch this. Now I just went to the Bible Hub and put in Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 2, and look how in the other versions they change the wording. You know, the King James version right here. Okay. Judah mourneth, the gates thereof language, they are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. But check this out. The New International Version. Judah mourns, her cities languish, they wail for the land, and their cry goes up from Jerusalem. Why did they take the word black out of there? Let's go to New Living Translation. Judah wilts, commerce at the city gates girds to a halt, or grinds to a halt. All the people sit on the ground in mourning, and a great cry rises from Jerusalem. See why they took it out? Judah mourns, and her gates languish. Her people lament on the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. The Berean Study Bible. Judah mourns, and her gates languish. Her people wail for the land, and the cry of Jerusalem is up. And the cry goes up from Jerusalem. All right. Check this out. Even the New King James Version. So this is why I say I wouldn't even get the New King James Version by them neither. It says Judah mourns, and her gates languish. They mourn for the land, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. New American Standard. Judah mourns, and her gates languish. Her people sit on the ground in mourning. All right. NASB 95. Judah mourns, and her gates languish. They sit on the ground. 97. Judah mourns, and the gates thereof languish. They sit on the ground. The Amplified. Judah mourns, and the gates languish. Her people sit on the ground. Christian Standard Bible. Judah mourns, her city gates languish. Her people are on the ground. Holman Christian. Judah mourns, her gates languish. Her people are on the ground. American Standard. Judah mourns, and the gates thereof languish. They sit in black on the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So now this one says that they sit in black. Now this one makes you allude to the fact that they're probably wearing black because they are mourning. Okay? And that's why those, those double O's, those so-called J's, who are really E's, who hide behind the color W, okay? Those, is why they wear black all the time. Alright? Look at this, the Aramaic Bible. Yehuda is destroyed, and its gates are desolate. They fell on the ground. Brenton, Judea has mourned, and her gates are emptied and are darkened upon the earth. All right, you get the point, because I can go through all these. Let's see. Check this out. JPS Tanaka. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They bow down in black unto the ground. See that? You see? If you go through these, here's another, New Heart. Judah mourns, his gate languish. They sit in black. World English. They sit in black. But yeah. You see? You get the point? Why is that one word changed so much and or either taken out? You see? But we know who the true people are, okay? Alright, this is Lamentations chapter 4 verse 8. It says, their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered and is become like a stick. Okay? It's talking about Israel. Okay? their visage. Let's see what that word, let's see what it is. Their shape, their form, their outline, their appearance was blacker than coal. Okay? Their appearance is blacker than a coal. All right? All right, this is Hosea chapter 7, verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. This is why we say we are different shades of brown, because we are mixed amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake, not turned. If you're baking a cake and you don't turn it, what is it going to do to the bottom of the cake? It's going to burn. It's going to get darker and darker and darker and darker when you don't turn it. There are different shades of brown. That's what it's talking about. Now check this out. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 7. It says, "Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians?" So the Lord compared us to Ethiopians. "Unto me, O children of Israel, saith the Lord, have not I brought you up, Israel, out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Ketor, and the Syrians from Ker?" He compared us to Ethiopians, okay? He compared us to Cush, these Africans, these so-called Africans, or these so-called Hamites. Salakia. These I said Cush, Salakia for that. These Ethiopians, these Africans, these Hamites, so-called Africans, the Hamites. We were compared to Ethiopians, but we're not them. Okay, we may look like them, but we have a different spirit from them. Okay, and this is Yahushua, Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by the angel unto his servant John. So this is the revelation, the revealing of Yahushua, meaning the revealing of his words, of what he's saying, and also the revealing of him, because it gives a description of him. Okay, verse 13. It says, "And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man," who is that? Yahushua, "clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle." And if you go here, this is why I say this is an accurate portrayal of him, because you see he has a garment down to the foot with a golden girdle that's girded about the paps. See? His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. See that? Head hairs, white like wool, white as snow. If you look closely, the eyes are red as a flame of fire. Okay? And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. And if you look at his feet, fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. Okay, you take that brass, and it's that golden color, and you take it, and you burn it. Okay, and it becomes darker. All right. All right, this is Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how the Most High put a difference between Egyptians and Israel." Okay, so he compared us to Ethiopians, and he said he put a difference between Egyptians and Israel. Okay, there's a difference. That's why I said We may look like Ham or be maybe as some of the same skin tone, but we are not them. Okay. All right. Stay tuned. I'm gonna get you a excerpt from the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary for the definition of ham. All right. All right. This is the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. All right, and we're gonna get the definition of ham. So you see that there's a difference between Hamites, or so-called Africans, and Israelites. We are not the same people, but we are a darker skinned people. Okay. All right. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. See that? That's why I say the Negroes come from Shem. Okay, you had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, the Ham, Ham is these so-called Africans. All right, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Okay, so Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and the Canaanites. These come from Ham. These are your so-called Africans. Okay, but this is just something quick I wanted to bring out on that. So I hope you're edified. Shalom.